From Worldwide Technology, this is the AI Proving Ground podcast. On today's episode, enterprise AI doesn't fail because the models aren't powerful enough. It stalls when organizations try to scale AI without fixing the fundamentals. The companies making real progress are the ones that are disciplined about use cases, serious about data and security, and realistic about what it takes to operationalize AI at scale. To provide a playbook here, I'll be joined by Jason Campagna and Chris Campbell, two AI leaders and experts here at WWT who've worked with hundreds of organizations looking to make sense of this complicated landscape we found ourselves in. They'll tell you what we've actually learned over the past few years that will drive AI adoption within your organization and set you up to succeed as AI becomes part of the core operating model. Quick note, we're offering up a preview of this episode in hopes you'll join us for the full-length episode on our new AI Proving Ground podcast YouTube channel. We've got some phenomenal shows coming up that will feature visionary leaders within the AI world, from CEOs and chief AI officers to on-the-ground engineers and experts sharing insights on what is and what isn't working, all in the spirit of helping guide you on your own AI journey. So be sure to subscribe and engage on our new channel, but for now, here's a preview of what to expect from Jason and Chris. So I'm just curious, over the last couple of years, what have we learned actually about enterprise AI and how it works and how companies are going about it?
Yeah, I think, in the hot button topic today, of course, is agentic. Everything is through this washed word of agents and agentic across the enterprise. But I think at the end of the day, we're seeing real actualized use cases coming out of the bottom of the organization, everyone experimenting with AI. As well as, of course, top-down initiatives coming from leadership. I think especially in 2025, we learned quite a bit around data and security and what that means. Perhaps that traditional, or perhaps it's pretty funny, traditional is 12 months ago, right?
Right.
The idea of an individual user interacting with ChatGPT or interacting with an AI is vastly different than what it takes to institutionalize, industrialize the usage of AI in an enterprise. Mm-hmm. And that's for me a lot of what agentic means. And so as organizations kind of surround those different use cases and try to figure out how to plug all the pieces together, I think we're really seeing the reality come forward of what it means to digest AI into the enterprise.
Yeah, Chris, anything to build on there? I mean, what have you learned about AIs with the lens, of the organizations that we're dealing with on an everyday basis?
Yeah, I think that 2025 had a lot of folks trying to do proof of concepts, maybe getting a single use case off the ground and trying to, get board approval because they have a lot of things to consider. Now, as we head into 2026, I anticipate more of those budgets coming off the sideline, getting more use cases going. We've seen some success that are published out there. A lot of folks tried feature-based AI last year, maybe using a copilot or something like that. Well, now they may look at something that's a little more impactful to the business as opposed to something that's just a feature. So it should be an exciting year for AI, and as people continue to do these use cases and develop them, I think you're going to see more and more people jump on board and try them out as well.
Yeah, Jason, I'm gonna rev the engine here a little bit and dive into agents. You mentioned it already. I know you could talk for probably hours on end about agents. 2025 felt a little bit flat in terms of agents. We heard a lot early on in 2025 about how it was going to be the year of the agent, and I'm not sure if it delivered or not on the promise, but I do know that I'm not booking any of my own travel autonomously through agents or anything like that. What are agents today as we head into 2026? Is it still that autonomous feature, or is it just automating processes, or where do we sit with agents?
I think it's easily the most overused, overhyped buzzword that exists in the market.
Yeah.
It is really quite obnoxious how overused it is. I think the average individual doesn't necessarily care about the pure play definition, which, if you look at the research and you look at how it's being used, truly an agent needs to have a goal, needs to have the ability to act autonomously to some degree. But the products that are out there, the capabilities that are out there in these various platforms and what have you, wash that entirely. So I might build an agent that only has basic retrieval augmented generation with data and has context that it can provide me, but can't even take action, doesn't even really have a goal, but it's being called an agent.
Right.
And so we've quickly learned that to not overanalyze that as much as what can AI do for me? What are the capabilities that it's got? What level of agency does it have? As that, that word's being used quite a bit. And then separately, what does it mean? What level of autonomy can it provide for me? And there's a bit of a maturity curve that I think we're going through in the marketplace with what an agent is, how do I actually use that agent, and then how do I string together multiple agents? I think that's probably top of the list for, well, how do you do things successfully with an agent?
Yeah.
And breaking it apart and realizing you're not going to have one, you're not going to have two, you're probably going to have 80 agents.